Hi everyone, today I'm scrapbooking a 2-page layout. This is part of my trip to Italy and it feels like a little moment in a rom-com. This is the inspiration for my layout. It's by Brianna Estrella and it's in the Spring-Summer 2025 issue of Scrapbook and Cards Today. Notice all the tiny little papers. I'm using paper, stickers, and embellishments from the Boho Escape collection. So let's get started. I have these pieces that I cut into strips of different widths, and I am now cutting them into smaller rectangles of all different lengths. I cut about 5 to 8 strips at a time with my personal trimmer to speed up the process. And I'm now just looking at all the different pieces to see how I want to put them together to see how they look. I want them to contrast and I want them to look different here and there. See how I'm using just a little bit of tape runner on the top end of each piece? In some cases, I'm lining it up with the edge. In other cases, I'm not because I want it to be shorter, so I'm going past the edge and we'll cut those off later. You can see the different thicknesses of each piece and the different lengths of each. And isn't this collection so beautiful? There's so many beautiful patterns and colors in it. Again, it's the Boho Escape collection. I probably bought 8 packs of this because it was just so pretty. And I'll take everything off and I'll get out my 12-inch trimmer and cut the edges of the pieces that are hanging over, like here. Very simple. Now you have a nice clean edge. I love this look so much. It's so fun. I'm just using my photos with my husband and I to line up the other pieces on the page. This is the lifter stick. It's got a little kind of a sticky end to make it easier to pick up all these tiny little pieces of paper really fast. It helps me move them around and pick them up. It's better than tweezers because tweezers can kind of indent or scratch into your paper. The lifter stick does no damage at all. Then we'll cut the ends off of this side. Now I'm going to start placing things onto my layout studio so that I'm not hunching over my work on my table and craning my neck or my upper back. This is where I like to play around with everything, with embellishments, to try to decide what's going to go where. I put stickers on wax paper and then I put them on with a magnet so I can see how it will look on the page. I'm going to map my photos onto white paper. And it is white cardstock. I'm using the bright white color. Creative Memories has a white and a bright white. This is the bright white. I felt like it went better with Boho Escape collection. Now I'm cutting the background aqua colored paper and making sure I like how the embellishments look on the left before I stick anything down. I'm going to use the jumbo tape runner to place my larger pieces. I use a little tape runner for smaller pieces. but I use the jumbo tape runner for larger pieces. I usually do it down on my table, but I realized you couldn't see it, so then I did it up on the layout studio there for you. I have this little photo frame. It came in a kit from Basic Gray, I think. The rest of this is Boho Escape collection. I'm just kind of playing around with everything, seeing how I like it, how I want to do it. I can't just picture it in my mind. I have to see it to make a decision before I stick it down. This Adore I really like, but I'm not sure where I want it. Maybe here. And here's another little frame. I have a whole pack of these things. They're so helpful. It's just a chipboard thing. I'm so sad Basic Gray went out of business for their scrapbooking stuff. They always had really good colors and pretty patterns. I'm starting to stick things down, playing around still, but sticking them down. I'm using my Multipurpose tool to get underneath there. And this is a sticker, so I'm going to put these foam squares underneath the little sun because it is a sticker and I don't want it to collapse in the album. I want it to stay raised because it's up on that chipboard little photo slide frame. So I'm just putting pieces of foam. There's adhesives on both sides and Creative Memories has them. So you just stick them onto things you want raised or if you don't want your sticker to collapse. I think I want that lotus flower out. Yeah, I didn't like it. And I like this little heart, but I'm not sure where I want to put it. These are Mrs. Grossman's tweezers. I think I've had these for like 20 years. But you can use any tweezers, of course. It's really helpful for little small tiny things like that. I like this sticker. This is also from the Boho Escape collection, of course. And I'm taking out Loving Life and I'm going to put Just Us. I really like that. And I'm going to take off the Adore. Well, there you have it, the 2-page layout of a little romantic comedy from a day in Italy, just my husband and I being silly and then having a nice little kiss at the end. I hope you enjoyed this layout. Have a lovely day.